Who were the giants of the dohyo who earned the fans' love and who became the ones everyone loved to hate? Today on SumoSpirit, we're counting down the 5 most beloved and the 5 most hated Rikishi in 2025. Let's dive in. Loved for the flips, questioned for the tricks. Meet Ura, the pink mawashi acrobat who's turned sumo into a highlight reel. Ura doesn't wrestle like the textbook says, he rewrites it. Leg picks, surprise spins, under the armpit swipes, he'll win with moves most Rikishi try once a year. He's logged well over 24 different kimarite in his career, that's rare versatility, including fan-favorite techniques like katasukashi, the undershoulder swing down and ashitori, the leg pick. Every bout feels like a "what did I just watch?" moment. That deep pink mawashi is not an accident, it's part of his identity. He ruffled some traditional feathers early on by choosing color over the usual brown divided by black, but it helped cement Ura as the showman of modern sumo. In the 2023 Sumo popularity poll, Ura drew the most total favorite plus second favorite votes across all Rikishi. Only 3 votes tagged him least favorite. That's cult hero territory. He's not just style, he's substance. A technique prize winner at Kyushu 2021, and he peaked as Komu Subi. Why do some purists push back? 3 reasons simply: unorthodox entries at the tachiai which can look like tricks, inviting "that's not real sumo" debates. Another is his low attacks like ashi to retweak tradition-minded fans. And finally, his inconsistency from injuries. Ura's roller coaster fuels a style over staying power critique. But the man is resilient. After serious knee injuries and deep demotions, he climbed back to the top division and even to Komusubi, a comeback arc fans rally behind. On the opposite, Abi, the controversial villain of sumo. Thunderhands, all gas, no brakes, love to boo, impossible to ignore. Abi is peak Oshi and Tsuki, Tsupari barrages, violent harite, and sudden slapdowns. It's legal to slap in sumo, but to purists it can look crude compared to belt work. And when Abi layers in Hanka at the takiai, debates explode about dignity versus win at all costs. And not only this, suspensions? Yes, the 2020 scandal is real. Abi broke JSA restrictions. He was offered to retire, and was suspended for 3 tournaments instead. Pay docked. Strict supervision. When? On August 7, 2020. In English-speaking fandom, he consistently polls as most disliked. The Grand Sumo Breakdown 2024 poll recap, again, lists Abi atop the less-loved column. But here's the twist. He's really good. Abi's villain arc runs through real achievement. After his demotion and rebuild, he won the Kyushu 2022 Yusho with a 12-3 record, taking a chaotic 3-way playoff over Takayasu and Takakeisho, the first 3-way Makuuchi playoff since 1994. That's not gimmickry, that's clutch. Abi slaps down Takayasu to force the playoff, then wins 2 straight. It fuels both narratives, dangerous and cynical to haters, ice-cold match killer to fans. This is Abizumo. Stay long, fire Tsupari, win by Oshidashi, Tsukidashi, and Hatakikomi. It's a blueprint that blitzes technicians and frustrates Yotsu loyalists, which is exactly why he's box office. Post-Yusho, Abi publicly choked up thanking his stable master, acknowledging the trouble he'd caused, a rare peek behind the mask that humanized him for many viewers. Thunder in the takiai, theater in the stare-down. Hoshoryu isn't just a yokozuna, he's a show. Hoshoryu blends technical violence, throws, explosive entries, crisp oshi divided by tsuki, with a stage presence that crackles, pose, glare, stomp, pause. It turns every bout into a moment, hooking both hardcore sumo fans and casual viewers who just want chills. He's the nephew of the 68th Yokozuna Asashoryu, a legendary and polarizing shadow to step out from. That lineage makes every win feel bigger, and every misstep louder. In January 2025, the JSA made it official. Hoshoryu became the 74th Yokozuna. 2 days later, he performed his first public dohyo iri at Meiji Jingu Shrine before 3,500 fans, a literal roar for the sport's new lead actor. Japan supported him. For his ring-entering ceremony, he adopted the Unru style, the same lineage used by his uncle, doubling down on that classic coiled power aesthetic. Back in 2023, the Big English Language fan poll had him number 2 most popular, right behind Ura. The star aura was building long before the rope. But the hated whispers? With the crown comes criticism. Some fans see the gestures and stare-downs as too theatrical for Yokozuna Hinkaku. Others resent that he rose under the Hoshoryu spotlight. And his rocky Yokozuna debut, with an injury withdrawal, gave detractors ammo, only to set up a comeback arc. He became Yokozuna number 74, and a few months later, Onosato arrived as the number 75, framing a marquee rivalry for the next chapter of sumo. Love the swagger or hate the theater, Hoshoryu makes the dohyo feel like center stage. And that's why the crowd shows up. A sidestep, a gasp, and 1,000 angry comments. Meet Sumo's Hanka lightning rod, Chiyoshoma. Chiyoshoma's calling card is the Hanka, that quick sidestep at the tachiai that flips an opponent's momentum. It's legal, but many fans see it as dodging the spirit of stand and meet. So every clean getaway sets off the smart strategy versus unsportsmanlike debate. Hanka examples? On the day 15, Natsu 2021, Chiyoshoma delivered a Hanka versus Shimanumi to secure Kachikoshi. Classic, you knew it was coming, could you stop it? Moment for the haters and the fans. Just look at this other flying Hanka. Why do some defend him? Hanka isn't a free win. It's high-risk timing and inches of space. A portion of the fan base calls it legit mind games. If it's so cheap, why don't more guys land it reliably? Mongolian, Kokonoebeya, top division peak Megashira 2, and yes, he's got fundamentals. Yorikiri, Uwatenage show up plenty in his wins. It's the choice to deploy Hanka that defines his brand. English language polls and chatter regularly paint Chiyoshoma as a top, love to hate. Even traditionalists admit, Hanka exists because it works, and it keeps opponents honest. The controversy is the point. When Chiyoshoma bows in, everyone leans forward. Cheat code or chess move. With Chiyoshoma, the only guaranteed outcome is noise. Debut at the top, and he wins the whole thing. One ankle, one nation watching. That's Takerufuji. In March 2024, in the Osaka Harubasho, Takerufuji won the Makuuchi Yusho at 13-2 on his top division debut. The first time in 110 years that's happened. Previous, Ryogoku in 1914. He started 11-0, matching Taiho's rookie benchmark for consecutive wins to open a top division debut. Headline stuff as the streak built mid-tournament. He injured his right ankle on day 14 versus Asanoyama and left in a wheelchair, then showed up on day 15 and beat Gonoyama to clinch the cup. Pure guts. Not just a fluke, he swept the prizes. Along with the Yusho, he pulled the rare Sansho sweep. Technique, outstanding performance. Fighting spirit, a feat last seen in 2000. Some critics note the field was banged up. Takerufuji withdrew mid-basho, and several top ranks stumbled, so the door opened. Major outlets amplified the story beyond Japan. Reuters and The Guardian ran it worldwide, framing both the stat and the human grit. Fairy tale or iron will? Either way, March 2024 turned a debutante into a headline and gave sumo its feel-good movie moment. A rulebook burner, a tabloid storm, and a 3-basho exile, this is Ryuden. Between March 12, 2020 and January 20, 2021, Ryuden made 25 non-essential outings, many during tournaments, violating the JSA's 2020 guidelines. The association hit him with a 3-tournament suspension, retroactive to May 2021. Board decision dated May 27-28, 2021, banned through Aki 2021, with his stablemaster's pay docked for supervisory responsibility. At the same time, weekly magazines alleged an extramarital affair that involved pregnancy, pressure to abort, and a proposed 15 million yen hush payment. These were press reports, not a JSA finding, but they supercharged public anger. Mainstream sports dailies and NHK covered the disciplinary side, while tabloids drove the affair narrative, 2 streams that merged into a single villain arc. He came back November 2021 down in Makushita, won the division with a 7-0, and worked his way back up, fueling the redemption versus unforgivable debate in comment sections. Fans don't just judge the rule break, they react to the pattern, JSA violations, and messy off-dohyo headlines. For many, it wasn't one mistake, it was a package. Undersized? Maybe. Underskilled? Never. Midorifuji turns physics into fireworks. Why do fans love him? He's built a brand on clean, breathtaking technique, especially the katasukashi, the under-shoulder swing down. It's not just a nickname, it's on his official profile and shows up among his most used winning moves. Double-digit share, remarkably high for a single kimarite. The Japan Sumo Association lists katasukashi as a signature, and its own stats page for him shows katasukashi sitting at 16% of his career wins as of late 2025. Way more than most Rikishi ever rack up with one throw. This move, Midorifuji dips, threads the shoulder, hip twist, plus shoulder drop, and the big man topples sideways, instant crowd pop. In the 2023 Sumo fan poll, Midorifuji ranked number 4 overall, behind Ura, Hoshoryu, and Kirishima. Elite company for a technique-first Maegashira. Critics say, too tricksy, and want more belt-to-belt power. Fans reply, the sport is about winning techniques, and few deliver prettier, cleaner finishes than Midorifuji. Call it art or mechanics. When Midorifuji locks the shoulder and turns the hips, the dohyo becomes a magic show. Asanoyama. He broke the rules and the bond of trust. But did he also build the best comeback arc in sumo? In June 2021, the JSA handed Asanoyama a 6-tournament suspension and a 50% pay cut for 6 months for repeatedly breaking association rules. As an Ozeki, he was supposed to be the role model, so the hammer fell hard. Investigators later detailed multiple Hostess Club outings and a cover-up attempt with a Sports Nippon reporter, deleted messages, false explanations, the works. That, not just the act, but the lie tone supercharged the backlash. Suspension counts as absences on the Banzuke. He lost the Ozeki rank and tumbled out of the salaried tiers, returning in Sandanmi before climbing again. Fast forward, by January 2023, he blasted 14 1-inch Juryo and took the division Yusho, the clearest on dohyo proof that the rebuild was real. In May 2023, his first Makuuchi tournament since the ban, he stayed in the title race until late and finished runner-up at 12-3, a legit statement that he belongs near the top again. For some, the sin wasn't just nightlife, it was the deception that followed. For others, sports are about atonement through performance, and 14 1-inch Juryo plus 12 3-inches Makuuchi speaks loudly. The young Onosato, 13 tournaments, 5 Yusho, 2 straight titles, a brand new Yokozuna, that's a meteor. In March and May 2025, Nosato ripped off back-to-back Yusho to clinch promotion, reaching Yokozuna in a record 13 pro tournaments. Modern era fastest. The JSA made it official on May 28, 2025, 75th Yokozuna, and the first to do it in 13 tournaments from debut. He's the first Japan-born Yokozuna since Kisenosato in 2017, a symbolic baton pass after years of foreign-born dominance at the top. Tall, composed, heavy pressure at the takiai, then classic Yotsu control, he looks like the template of a belt-dominant Yokozuna in the making. Onosato is Ishikawa-born, and his rise landed while the region was still recovering from the Jan 1, 2024 Noto Peninsula earthquake. Coverage framed his promotion as a point of hope and pride for his home prefecture. What makes him polarizing? The hype is huge, and the bar is now Yokozuna high. Some fans say he rose too fast, not tested long enough. Others see a once-in-a-generation ace who delivers under pressure. That debate fuels clicks and comment wars after every bout. Meteor or new North Star? Either way, number 75 just changed the sky over sumo. Finally, we have Takakeisho. Zero interest in belt grappling, all interest in blowing you off the clay. Although he is no longer active as he retired, we have included him. His retirement was recent. Why does he split the audience? Takakeisho was the purest Oshitsuki specialist of his era. Explosive takiai, chest-high blasts, harite flurries, and instant push-outs. His own profile lists Tsuki Oshi as his signature and shows a career win mix dominated by Oshidashi with 38%, Tsuki Otoshi and Hataki Komi as secondary finishers, exactly what the eye test says. Some fans love the decisive violence, purists call it one-dimensional. It's legal, but do you like it? Open hand slaps are allowed in pro sumo. Punches, eye gouges, kicks, hair pulls are not. So the style is legit, taste is the battleground. Data-driven breakdowns have long tagged him as the archetypal Oshizumo ace. Wins clustered in Oshidashi and Tsuki Otoshi. While many losses come via opponents' yorikiri or his own slapdown exposure. Fuel for one-note but lethal debates. Across 46 Makuuchi Basho, he bagged 4 top division Yusho and 8 runner-ups, spending more than 6 years at Ozeki, numbers that made him appointment viewing even for critics. And so, between giants who inspire devotion and others who generate controversy, we discover that sumo is not only strength and technique, but also a living history of mixed emotions. In the end, who wins your sympathy? And who earns your disapproval? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the SumoSpirit channel for more content. See you in the next video.